This is gonna be for a YouTube video, so I guess I gotta, okay, chat. Let's react to some Am I the Asshole Reddit. Oh my god, I can't wait to react. Am I the asshole for refusing to give a micro-influencer free coffee upgrades after she tried to get me fired? Oh boy. I, 22 female, work as a barista at a small local coffee shop. We have this regular, Megan, late 20s, who has this like 15K Instagram followers. I'm gonna say something a little mean, but I actually know this from experience because I've been a content creator for like 9 years almost, and I've been around big creators and small creators. 15K followers on any platform is just not that much. I'm gonna be honest. 15K followers is just not a lot of followers. I'm gonna be so real. Also, like, followers nowadays don't actually mean that much anymore. In fact, I would say followers kind of mean the least out of all things content creator related. It's more about your like engagements than followers. She comes in almost every day and orders the super complicated latte, and then asks for extra syrup, oat milk, and whipped cream for free because she promotes the shop on her stories. My boss has no formal deal with her, so technically it's against policy. I've let it slide a few times when it was slow, but last Saturday we were slammed line out the door, 2 callouts. I was solo on bar. Megan orders, I ring her up normally, $6.75. 6.7! And she goes to add the oat milk and vanilla for free like usual. I told her I couldn't today because my manager was watching the cameras, true, and I'd already been warned about giving freebies. She got really snotty, said fine, I'll just take my business elsewhere. Okay, ew, red flag, cringe, kick her out. Then pulled out her phone and took a photo of me mid-reach for a cup. Okay, also really weird. Before I could even say anything, she posted on her story, shop name has the worst service. Barista named my name was so rude for no reason. Don't go there. What? Bro, that is so rude. What the heck? What a Karen. First of all, girl, what, your 15K Instagram followers, you can't afford like a couple cents extra? Dude, I've heard only bad things about Instagram influencers. Specifically, Instagram influencers are so entitled. Oh my god. If 15K Instagram influencers are so much, can't you just afford the extra, like, it's like, isn't it only a couple cents extra anyway? Like, what are you doing? I can't believe she took a picture of her and said this shop has terrible service just because she didn't give her free stuff. Like, holy. Within a few hours, her followers left 3 one-star Yelp reviews, specifically naming me, and 2 people came into the shop demanding discounts because according to them, they saw what I did. My boss reviewed the security footage, laughed, and told me I did nothing wrong. But now a couple of my coworkers say I should have just given her the 150 upgrade to avoid the drama and the bad press. The owner is staying out of it, but Megan keeps commenting on our Instagram posts with "remember when your staff harassed me." Wow! What the hell? Bro, she is so ugly. Like, her personality is so ugly. I feel like I was just doing my job and enforcing a policy she knew about, but the shop lost a few regulars who saw her story, so maybe I should have just let it go. Am I the asshole? I want to see what the top comment says. She's just a micro. I don't think she deserves to be called an influencer. That's what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie, bro. 15K followers on Instagram, I wouldn't even call you an influencer. No, I don't think she was being an asshole. She was just doing her job. It's crazy how much internet... Even someone with only 15K Instagram followers had an actual effect on a real-life establishment. This is how bad the internet has gotten nowadays. Dude, people on the internet have too much, like, free time. Honestly, we gotta do something about these people. Holy. She's definitely not the asshole, though. I'm really curious what she does for content. I'm not gonna look for her or anything, but I'm really curious what she did to get those followers. All right, next one. Am I the asshole for tipping the restaurant owner and leaving nothing for my server? Uh-oh. Okay, I know how this sounds, just hear me out. Last Saturday, my girlfriend and I went to a nice-ish local Italian place for our anniversary. The server took our order and disappeared for 40 minutes, brought out the wrong pasta, shrugged, and then had the audacity to hover near our table when the check came. But here's where it gets interesting. At some point during our meal, the owner came out personally. He was a guy in his 60s who noticed my girlfriend's entree was wrong, apologized profusely, comped her dish, refilled our water 3 times, and brought us complimentary tiramisu. He even spent about 5 minutes genuinely chatting with us about where we were from. This man was running the whole floor, seating people and bussing tables on a Saturday at 7 p.m. So when the bill came, I did the math. The meal was $94 after the comp. I tipped $40, but I asked the owner to come over, shook his hand, and put the cash directly in his palm. I told him it was for him personally for saving our anniversary dinner. Our server watched this happen. He said nothing, but then the look on his face said everything. My girlfriend was mortified. She said I was creating a scene and that I should have just left the tip on the table like a normal person. But here's the thing, the server did not earn a tip. He brought the wrong food, vanished for nearly an hour, and made zero effort to fix anything. The owner did all of that for him. Why exactly would I reward that? My girlfriend thinks I humiliated the server. I think the server had every opportunity to do his job and chose not to. Those are two different things. My girlfriend barely spoke to me on the drive home. I just don't understand what I did wrong here. Am I the asshole? I think that, and this isn't even related to the story. I went to Japan where tipping is not a thing. I hate tipping. I hate tipping completely. People should be paid enough in their job that tipping does not need to be a thing. If I go to a restaurant, I do not want to whip out my calculator and do mathematics and think about how my server served me. I have a really funny story about tipping, guys. I went to a concert in LA like a year or two ago. It was a Porter Robinson concert. I went to a Porter Robinson concert in LA and I went to the concession stand, right? I think I got like a bag of chips and maybe a water, and they had the audacity while I was paying for it, they asked me for a tip. Bro, they didn't even give me a service. They literally grabbed a water from the fridge behind them and a bag of chips from under the counter. And it was like 15%, 30%, 50% tip. It was the funniest thing to me. I was like, are we dead ass? They didn't even do anything. They didn't even provide me a service. Anyway, back to the story. The server that they're mentioning in the story, he just sounded like a bad server, and I just don't think he deserves a tip. I'd be a little annoyed too, personally. I understand like how restaurants work. It might have not been the waiter's fault that he gave the wrong order, but he didn't even apologize for it and like make an effort to like make sure that they were okay. You know what I mean? American tipping culture is toxic. I'm not saying don't tip, but also you should be tipping based on performance. True. I like this comment. This is such a good comment. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, that server was a douche. They deserve to not get a tip. Am I the asshole for saying I don't give a F about my roommate's baby? Whoa. Okay. I'm 27 female and I have a roommate, 25 female. Originally, it was me and my roommate, but she got pregnant by her boyfriend, causing her boyfriend to move in. At first, it wasn't a big deal. He wasn't loud and my roommate didn't really bother me. But as the months passed and she got more pregnant, she started becoming more entitled and rude. For example, she would constantly steal my food, and when I tried to confront her, she would play the pregnancy cravings card. But the day that finally made me snap was the day I brought home a small personal pumpkin pie. I wrote my name on the box and put it in the fridge. Later, when I went to get some, she was literally standing there eating my pie. Honestly, I wouldn't have cared if she only took a slice, but this bitch was literally eating the whole thing. Whoa! And fed up with her always eating my food, I got mad and I yelled at her. I asked her why she was eating my pumpkin pie knowing it wasn't for her. She started crying and said that she's pregnant and she can't help that the baby was craving pumpkin pie. In a fit of rage, I yelled at her and said I don't give one F about her dumb baby. She gasped dramatically like I said something world-shattering and she ran off to tell her boyfriend. Later, he called me a bitch for yelling at a pregnant woman who can't control her cravings. So am I the asshole for saying I don't give a F about my roommate's baby? I don't think she's an asshole. I think like, okay, first of all, like let's talk about the pregnancy thing first of all. If I was rooming with someone and my roommate suddenly is like, hey, I'm pregnant, my boyfriend's moving in with us, that's already kind of weird. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable with my roommate just inviting a new roommate to stay with us. That's already weird. Like, are they on the lease? Like, what is bro doing here? Second of all, like, that's my food. Like, I understand pregnancy cravings, but that doesn't give you a right to just take other people's things. Hello? We live in a society. You're not an animal. Tell your boyfriend to buy you a pumpkin pie. Why are you eating my stuff? She should have moved out with her boyfriend, not move the boyfriend in. That's so true, bro. Yeah. This is just all red flags. I don't think she's an asshole at all. Definitely not the asshole. I would be pissed off too. I don't care if she's pregnant. That doesn't give her a right. You know what the pregnancy thing reminds me of? This is really common in the VTuber scene. I'm not gonna lie. I might be calling some people out when I say this. I don't care though. Is someone will be an asshole to someone and then they will blame it on being like autistic or something. It's so common. I've literally seen it happen probably 100 times now. Like genuinely 100 times now. No matter what you're going through, like you do not have a reason to be a shitty person. Anyway, am I the asshole? Husband cut off my son's hair, so I used his card to buy my son a designer jacket he's been wanting. My son is 17 and pretty much all his life he's had long hair. He had long, thick, and very well maintained black hair that went past his chest and he loved it. My husband, his stepdad, has never been a fan of it and has always thought it was girly. Oh God. The two of them got into a huge fight because my son has been skipping classes and my husband decided to punish him. He was going to cut his hair. I didn't know how it went down, But when I came home, my son was crying and cutting his own hair in the mirror. I went and spoke to my husband to find out the specifics of what happened from his side as well, and it ended up in yelling because while I don't agree with my son skipping classes, I felt that cutting his hair over it was cruel and horrible when this could have been resolved another way. To cheer up my son, I bought him his affliction leather jacket that he wanted for a while out of my husband's hoodie. Wait, pause. I'm gonna Google how much this jacket costs. Affliction leather jacket. Oh, these are like $600, $700 jackets. So these are kind of expensive. My husband found out and was furious, but I told him he shouldn't have cut my son's hair and he can do this as an apology. It's going to take years for my son's hair to grow back. My husband can make the bunny back quickly. First of all, no, cutting his hair is a big asshole thing to do. There's so many, dude, especially nowadays, there's so many ways you can punish a kid nowadays. Take his internet away. Take his phone away. You know what I mean? I agree. Skipping classes sucks, but there's so many other ways to punish someone nowadays. Low-key, if they're 17, though, I don't think there's much you can do. Yeah, you can. What are you talking about? 17 means he's not an adult. It means you're their legal guardian, which means that you can just take away their phone or turn off the internet or something. I think that the only reason he was so cruel to him was because he's a stepdad, and stepdads usually, not always. Since men tend to be less empathetic than women on average, okay, don't be like, Senz, you're saying all men are assholes? Wow, you're such a pick-me. On average, okay, I studied psychology in school. I studied this shit. On average, men tend to be less empathetic than women. So because of that, when a man marries a woman and the child is not related to him by blood, he usually is more cruel to him. Usually, not always. The amount of times needs to clarify what he's saying. Dude, I do need to clarify it. You know why? Because we live in an age where people will cancel the shit out of you for anything. Guys, I could fart into the mic and someone could be like, excuse me, Senz, your fart is 2 octaves too low. I think that you're being racist to me. I think your asshole just called me a slur. Your fart was in B minor when it should have been in B major. So what that means is that you're a and you should be canceled. I think the mom was right. I think the mom did good. Absolutely take his money, bitch. I think that the mom actually was, you know what? You know why this was actually really smart from the mom? Not only was she getting a good gift for her son, but she was also thinking about, this is so smart, bro. She's also thinking about the relationship of the husband and her son. So she said, I told him he shouldn't have cut his hair and he can do this as an apology. So what she's gonna do, if she's smart, is she makes the stepdad give the jacket to the son and act like he did it himself. You know what I mean? So like, she's also fixing the relationship of the son and the stepdad. I don't think she's the asshole at all. You should divorce this man. If someone did that to my child, that would be it. The relationship would be over. He thinks it's okay to ignore someone's bodily anatomy. I mean, okay. I think this is probably the first comment that I don't necessarily agree with. I don't know about straight divorce though. Like, we don't know their relationship. Like, they might have like, you know what I mean? Like, what if they've been married for a long time and like it's a happy relationship besides that? You know what I mean? There needs to be more context. Yeah, we don't have enough relationship context to straight say divorce. That's kind of like weird, I would say.